Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I feel like I should burst out into song. Okay, so for those of you who I have not the pleasure of being introduced to, my name is Darren, and I'm the father of this most beautiful bride, Dr. Chloe Dawson. And of course, I'm also the warm-up act for Russ, the star speaker who you'll hear from shortly. Let me start by extending a warm welcome to you all, not forgetting some absent members of both families who we would have loved to be here. I'm sure they'll be looking down and watching you on your big day. Very proud, I'm sure. I'd like to thank you all for sharing this day with us, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we will. Now, they say that the proudest day of a father's life is to witness the birth of the firstborn, and it's hard to argue with that. I remember on the day Chloe was born, going through all the emotions a father goes through: fear, excitement, nerves, even pure panic. And that was just at the thoughts of changing the first nappy. And then I remember on the day Chloe's late Uncle Paul gave me a cigar, and he said to me, "That's for you when you get home. That's for you to celebrate." And I can tell you, I got home that night, and I remember lighting that cigar and sitting there like I was Winston Churchill. I thought nothing could surpass that moment. But I have to say, there's many things have come very close. Her beautiful daughter here, she got a degree. I was astounded as all. And then she got a master's degree, and we thought it couldn't get much better. But after 10 long, hard years, she became a doctor. Show off. It doesn't get much better for a father than that. But ladies and gentlemen, there's moments of pride and joy that keep adding up. You see, sometimes the hardest achievement in life is finding that one special person who is your exact match. Well, I stand here today bursting with pride, knowing that our Mary has found her Giles. And I'm sure you'll all agree what a lovely couple they make. And so to Scott, today you honestly married my greatest treasure. My little girl, and she always will be, by the way. But I know that you'll treat her right, with love, respect and integrity. And I honestly do all that. Okay, in fact, from the first day we met you, your values absolutely shone through. And I don't just mean the fact that you're a Newcastle supporter, although that did help. Claire, Scott's an absolute credit to you. And I know, Simon, you've been by your side, supporting all the way, so thank you for both of you. I know my daughter's in very good hands. Scott, quite honestly, the greatest compliment I can pay to you is that it's an absolute honour to have you as part of the family. Okay. Now, before I finish, I'd like to pass on some words of wisdom. So, Chloe and Scott, if you will, I'd just like you to take a moment to reflect from the moment you first met all the way through to falling in love. So, planning the first dates, what you were going to wear, the nerves, the excitement, where you went, the first kiss, even. I will not go much further than that. You do that on your own. So I'd like to say to you both, the best advice I can give you, never stop falling in love. Okay? Just make sure it's always with the same person. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please raise your glass to the bride and groom, Chloe and Scott.
Bride and groom.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My wife and I would like to thank you all very much for being here today. Thank you, Darren, for your brilliant speech, kind words, and for supporting us every single step of the way over the past 8 years. Before I go any further, I'd also like to raise a glass for family members and loved ones that can't be with us today, especially Chloe's granddad, Alan. We know he's looking down, and he's proud of us. To Alan. I'd like to start by thanking our beautiful bridesmaids and flower girls. You all look stunning, and we appreciate all the love and efforts to keep Chloe calm today, but you've been as calm as a cucumber anyway, so... And now for the best man, thank you for dressing up for the occasion. And you've all got great taste in suits, so well done for that as well. I'd like to especially thank Alex and Jamie for their ongoing willingness to help and for doing absolutely everything that they could to make today as special as possible. I'd like to thank Jamie for taking the lead on arranging the stag do, for keeping me safe, and for helping all of the Chesterley Street lads navigate the Metro. Thank you for all of the lads for making the trip to Dublin and making sure I always had a drink in my hand, except for Woody. Where's he at? Who, for a big lad, weaved his way in and out of rounds all weekend. So well done, Woody, for not spending a penny. Thank you, Alex, for taking the lead on both hen do's. And thank you for getting my man mortal. Poor Claire had to leave early, locked everybody out of the room and hugged the toilets whilst everyone else was still out partying.
Wow.
And on to you. Thank you for bringing me up with good values and for trying your best every single day. Thank you for making the most of the very little that we had and for always putting me and Ross first. Thank you as well for bringing me up with an expansive, varied diet. Baked bean sandwiches, baked beans on toast, and baked beans with sausages were all staples in our house growing up. Thank you, Simon, for introducing the art of cooking into the house. Had it not been for you, me and Ross may have serious stomach issues. Thank you, Karen, for your ongoing commitment and love for Chloe. She's turned into a beautiful, kind woman, and a lot of that is down to your love. Thank you for welcoming me into your house of open arms and for cooking the best lasagna and enchiladas to grace this earth. Thank you also for raising Chloe with such an expansive, varied diet. Bacon grease sandwiches, meatless lasagna, and skinless sausages were the staples of Chloe's childhood. We're only starting to get her off these now. Thank you, Darren, for your never-ending support for me and Chloe. We know that you'd go to the end of the world for us, and it's important that you know that we would do the same for you too. Thank you, Tara, for welcoming us into your family, as if we were your own. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling to be part of so many different families, so thank you for that. And finally, thank you, Ross, for being a fantastic brother and for preparing the best man speech. You may have heard some of his gags before, as they're mostly from Google, but please humour him and laugh along. He may talk about the time he gave me and Chloe a lift home from Durham after our first date. But because of him and his erratic driving, there almost wasn't a second date. If Ross ever offers you a lift, politely decline for your own safety. And there's one final special thank you. I'd like to take this moment to thank Coronavirus, Lockdown 2 and Tier 2 regulations for scuppering the first proposal. And the second one. We got there in the end in December 2020 by pretending to be residents of Yorkshire to enjoy a night away in Harrogate. Presidents. And now for Chloe. Can we please raise a glass to my beautiful bride and wife?
To the bride.
To the bride. After what's been an amazing 8 years together and an absolute whirlwind past 3 years, it really is the best feeling in the world to be stood here today. Almost 8 years to this day, I was suited and booted off to Durham to meet Chloe for our first date. We agreed to meet in Millennium Square, just outside of the Gala Theatre. I got there and there was nobody in sight. Typical, I've been stood up. I frantically tried to get in touch with Chloe to see where she was, and then out she pops from behind a bollard. I honestly didn't know which direction the date would go after that. A week later, she went off to Sri Lanka for 5 weeks, and at that time, it felt like she would never come back, but thankfully she did, and we picked up where she left off. When we got back, she offered to cook for me. Champion, I thought. We've bagged ourselves a little chef. I was even more delighted when she suggested cooking curry. For those of you who don't know, curry is my favourite food. It was at this point I knew she was the one. She got home with bags of shopping. I helped her unpack, and I was so confused why she'd bought fresh chilies, crushed chilies, and ground chilli all for this curry. It's fair to say this curry was like lava, and I couldn't taste anything else for weeks. We've had a few instances in the kitchen, haven't we? We made garlic and white wine sauce, but Chloe mistook the word clove for bulb, so this sauce contained 3 bulbs of garlic, not 3 cloves, and that was an experience. We've also gotten confused with table and teaspoons in the past too. We once lived off gravy for a week thanks to that mishap. But I absolutely love that she always tries her best in everything that she does, no matter what the task. In the past 8 years, Chloe has helped to bring colour to my very black and white world, and for that I'm a better person. She's patient with me when I'm frustrated, kind when I'm annoyed, and most of all, always there when I need her. I'd also like to think she's benefited a little from my influence too. From the fine art of vegetables to the fine art of football. She now follows Newcastle United, rarely missing a game. Our food is a lot less beige. But I'm not sure she's fully forgiven me for introducing her to Nutella, which she now spoons out of the jar after a hard day. She's never looked better than she does today, and it's my honour and privilege to call her my wife. She starts a new chapter in her career when we get back from a honeymoon, and for those of you who don't know, she won't be Mrs. Dawson, she'll be Dr. Dawson. We're all immensely proud of you. Can we have one final toast for Dr. Chloe Dawson? And Ross, how are them, bonny lad?
Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, thank you all for being here to celebrate this beautiful day. For those of whom I've not had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Ross, and I have the honour of standing here today with the best man of my brother Scott and his stunning new wife Chloe. Here we go. Ever since we were kids, my brother has always been someone I've looked up to. Only by about 1.5 inches, but he would always say 3. Growing up together, Scott was a great role model. He's always been there for me, teaching me the lessons, like how to download the dodgy films like Fast and Furious, or some of his private collection. Now, the less said about that, the better. Or he would show me how to finesse the secret family recipe, how to press that reheat button on the microwave for the beans on toast. In all seriousness, he's always shed a protective light, opened my eyes to many experiences and helped shape my outlook in life. Especially I remember when me and Scott went to wrestling as kids. Scott being the wrestler, of course. Myself, a victim of not much shyer than child abuse. You name it, suplexes, RKOs and choke slams. That's right. You name it, I felt it. Thankfully, I did get him back for this at the age of 7 on a family holiday. I did find myself cast out at sea on the coast of Mallorca in a rudderless dinghy. Now I helplessly started to drift away into the Western Mediterranean, helpless, lost. But like a scene out of Baywatch, Scott came bounding towards me. And in my excitement, I decided to jump out of the dinghy when I seen him. Now not realising how far away and deep it really was. In a panic, I started drowning, only to be saved what could have been by one of my final breaths by the man himself. To thank him for this, I did proceed to use him as a human Lilo. Try imagine a sort of space hopper, but in the sea, trying to get back to shore. But there's nearly drowned him as well, and it was nearly the curtains for both of us. Thank God for the size of Scott's massive... ego. Otherwise, none of us would have made it. Scott took me to my first ever football match at St James's Park, my first ever music gig at our beloved Lincoln Park. Still holds a special place in my heart. All these memories are driven by the importance of care, kindness, love, care, and he led by a shining example. And I will forever be grateful for being my human Lilo. So, here is to my Scotty 2 hottie, to my Grandmaster Sexy, the Brian O'Connor to my Roman Pierce, and the Mike Shinoda to my Chester Bennington. As I say, these are the memories that you did drive to shape our relationship. And all I can say is, you really are an amazing brother. Now, if I can say a couple of words about Chloe. Chloe, you've made one of the best decisions of your life today. Gained an amazing man in your life. Best brother-in-law in the North East. From the moment I picked you both up for your first date in Durham, I feel the happiness, it was contagious between the both of you. Very appropriate for someone with Scott Thomas Dawson's initials. I must also say that I dropped Scott off no more than 2 hours earlier for his first date. This led me to conclude it was in typical Scott fashion. He's gone 2 pints deep and he's whipped out the I'm ready for bed me, like. In all seriousness, from getting to know you, Chloe, you are an amazing match. Your warmth, humour and incredible ability to put up with my brother's antics is truly incredible. We are truly blessed to welcome you into the family. Scott, I am very proud of you. You've not only found your partner in crime, but your partner in life. Your journey together will undoubtedly be amazing, and I can't wait to see the incredible moments that await for you in your married life. So, finally, I would like to make a toast. If you could all please stand and raise a glass to a lifetime of happiness, love, and adventure for the wonderful couple. May your journey together be filled with joy, laughter, and most importantly, endless love. To Scott and Chloe. Thank you.